Speaking of low expectations, it doesn't get lower than the meeting between Xi Jinping and Joe Biden. We told you about it yesterday. They discussed cars, Taiwan, trade and politics. But Biden nearly dropped the ball. After the talks, he spoke to the media. Biden was asked whether Xi Jinping was a dictator. A no comment would have been nice, but Joe Biden said yes, that Xi was indeed a dictator. Now, we showed you that statement yesterday. What we did not show you was the reaction from Biden's top diplomat, Antony Blinken. You have to watch this.
Mr. President, after today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is the guy who runs a country that is a communist country that is based on a form of government totally different than ours.
Did you see his face? Blinken looks like your school dance teacher. He's taught everyone well, but on stage, one kid has messed up. In this case, the kid happens to be the President of the United States. Jokes aside, this was serious. Biden and Xi claimed to have productive talks, but this statement could have derailed everything. China called it political manipulation.
This kind of statement is extremely incorrect and irresponsible political manipulation, which China resolutely opposes. It needs to be pointed out that there are always some ill-intentioned individuals attempting to sow discord and damage Sino-US relations, but their attempts will not succeed.
This is what Blinken feared, but strangely, things have not unraveled. Yes, China criticized Biden's statement, but the commentary in China remains positive. Look at the People's Daily. It says Xi was warmly welcomed by Biden, that the talks were a new starting point for US-China relations. Same in the Global Times. It says the meeting was strategic, historic, directional and forward-looking. That's a lot of adjectives. Too many for a Chinese mouthpiece, which means Beijing is happy with the visit. If not, trust me, we would have known. The headlines would have been about Biden's great betrayal. How he invited and then insulted Xi Jinping. So why aren't they? Because right now, China needs this relationship to work. Just look at their economic data. China's GDP was supposed to grow at 5.2% this year. It's now been revised. The new estimate is 5%. Foreign investors are also leaving the country. In the third quarter, around $12 billion was pulled out from China, meaning there was an investment deficit. More money was taken out than invested in China. It was the first deficit since 1998. To change all this, China needs America's help. They need the sanctions to be loosened. They also need friends in Washington, hence the outreach. Just look at the key takeaways from this meeting. China agreed to crack down on fentanyl. China also agreed to resume military communications with the US. They also set up a hotline. All of this was demanded by Joe Biden. And China agreed to all of it. But on the other side, what did Xi Jinping get? A couple of standing ovations, a garden walk with Biden, and some good pictures. Nothing concrete on the policy front, not even a commitment that the US will ease the sanctions. Yet, China's state media is happy. Why do you think that is? Because that is precisely what Xi Jinping wanted. He was not looking for major political gains. He's experienced enough to know that's impossible right now. What he wanted was a reset. Like the People's Daily said, a new starting point.
China never bets on the US to lose, never interferes in US's internal affairs, and has no intention to challenge or replace the United States. China welcomes a confident, open, developing, and prosperous United States. The realization of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation cannot be achieved without a peaceful and stable international environment.
That last bit is quite frank. He says China cannot advance without a peaceful international environment. And right now, the world is not at peace. There are two major wars going on, dozens of civil wars and ethnic conflicts. All of them have hurt the global economy. It is also dragging down China's growth. So in simple words, Xi Jinping may be ready to challenge the US, but his country and its economy are not. It needs time and help to recover, which is why Xi Jinping was such a grateful guest. Earlier this year, China wouldn't even grant an audience to the Pentagon chief, but now they're looking past Biden's insults. Tells you the equations have changed. But the intentions, maybe not. China's original strategy was to hide its strength and bide its time. That was their slogan, hide your strength and bide your time, to slowly and gradually challenge the US. Xi Jinping threw out that strategy. He was a man in a hurry, so he openly challenged the United States, but now his own economy is paying the price. So what does he do? Go back to biding his time. It's unlikely that Xi has changed his plans to dominate the world. It's more of a delay, which means the ball is now in America's court. They've got the upper hand in this relationship. What they do next is up to Biden. Does he squeeze China and risk endangering the ties? Or does he try to build a working relationship? His choice could determine the future of China-US ties.